ball. Another player who's done that for Delhi Capitals is Shardul Thakur. I mean, what an abomination he's been with the ball. He's going over 10 runs every over. But as we saw last game against KKR, he adds value with the bat, and those that partnership with Aksar probably seal the game for DC with those important runs and quick runs.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Tucker isn't really doing what he was meant to do. He's pretty expensive, and I feel like that'll be a theme when we get to RCB as well. We're going to see another bowler who's disappointingly expensive, and it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that Om isn't here, because he would take up the entire episode talking about this bowler. And if you want to know who we're
Yeah,
talking about, you have to stay tuned, keep watching, and yeah, we'll get to RCB in
yeah. We'll get to that, but we mentioned Shardul, who's been disappointing with the ball. One person who's not been disappointing with the ball at all
yeah.
is Kuldeep Yadav. What a player, Kuldeep Yadav! You could see the passion when he took those wickets. He's thrilled to be back on the field. Obviously, not playing for a couple of seasons with KKR, just sitting on the bench, rotting. But now he's back, and he's back among the top wicket takers, tied second place with Umesh Yadav at 10 wickets, took a 4-4 against KKR, and he's been on a roll.
Yeah, yeah. It's a big what we see from Kuldeep is I think more along the lines of what we expected to see last season from Chahal after he was dropped from the India uh, T20 World Cup squad, right? Like some vengeance in his eyes, looking to prove himself. And I'm not saying Chahal played pretty well last season as well, but Kuldeep has played really well. And like in 4 wicket hauls, what often happens in these T20 matches where players get a lot of wickets is that they're like the 7, 8, 9 or like the 8, 9, 10, 11 batsmen. But two of Kuldeep's 4 wickets in the latest DC game were against like very solid middle order batsmen for KKR. And so yeah, Kuldeep has been my mic just fell. Kuldeep has been incredible. You continue talking, I'll fix my mic.
Yeah, Kuldeep's been absolutely fantastic, and obviously now Warner's back. Obviously a disappointing outing in the first game, but Warner and Shaw, what a combination! Shaw's been brilliant past couple of games. He's just been taking the game away from the opposition in the power play. He's been hitting it everywhere, and Warner complemented him nicely last game with a solid 50, returning to his first IPL franchise after a very good stint with Sunrisers. And this is an opening combination that I think is probably off the top of my head, it's the best of the tournament, and it could be the most lethal. Warner's return has definitely added a lot to DC, because now, as we saw last few games, Tim Seifert got out early. Rahman Powell's not been doing great. Mandeep Singh got out early, so a lot was left to do to the middle order. But now with Warner and Shaw firing, Delhi is a lethal batting team.
Yeah, and with regards to the opening, Delhi's like they're sending a strong message out early. The opening combination is a warning to other teams that there are some big shots incoming. See, I incorporated both of those in there, and yeah, another like it's definitely the top two maybe. Function Warner's only played one good game. On paper, they're definitely the best opening partnership. In reality, maybe they're on par or slightly better than RCB's. RCB's had a pretty solid opening, particularly with regards to last game. But again, we'll get to them. We'll get to them when we get to them. And yeah, they set the stage for what's to come. The other DC players haven't been as good. The other foreigners, particularly in Rovman Powell, with the bat, he hasn't been great. He's gotten a couple of starts, but nothing much. And so, yeah, if Warner and Shaw can perform up front, as well as with Mitchell Marsh coming into the side soon enough, then DC becomes an absolute powerhouse. We weren't sure how Warner was going to do. He had a bad season with SRH last time, and then, of course, SRH in what's possibly the stupidest, one of the stupidest moves in the history of IPL, dumped their IPL winning captain onto the bench, treated him pretty badly, and yeah, now DC's benefiting off of it. So yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, with Marsh coming in, they'll only get stronger. We mentioned in our pre-IPL curtain raiser that Rovman Powell, Mitchell Marsh, David Warner, and Nokia would be our four overseas players from Delhi. But now it looks like the Fizz has settled into that side and pretty much marked his place there. So I think he's going to be staying. So I think Marsh comes in for Rovman Powell. And once that happens, Delhi Capitals will be a very strong side.